Hey everyone, so I'm back with another installment of updates, and for the slim people that do play this, and I mean by the margin very small, I realized that when I was making my SES chart, I was like, wow, this is not as popular as I thought it would be, but I liked it. Justin Roiland made a really great game, personally myself. I think that he made himself pretty well impacted versus some of the other game players on that market, and I probably should keep it on the other side, shouldn't really fiddle with that. What I did want to get past was getting past this, which, hey, one of the cool things that his portion of the game developing studios of Squanch Games is they're going to be giving out a free DLC. Was this included into it? I don't know. Possibly. And as you can see, I flash over and we go into the major portion of what I pulled up and I had on the side display already. Now, this is Squanch Games. I went ahead and looked up a lot of their stuff, and like pretty much 5 hours ago, they're pretty much proving all these fun stuff of what they're trying to like get into and spoilers, and I just kind of kept going past it and seeing if like there was any kind of thing that's a 1.3. Well, I'm not the only one that actually physically kind of looked at this. Now, very interesting enough, looks like someone dropped this 7 days ago, and the system itself, maybe this is just spread out and they're trying to test it, and people are wondering what is going on. Now, bugs and fixes, what namely said on the PlayStation 4 Pro, as like when I went down to the situation of looking into it, it says preparing for a DLC in the 1.02, which I thought was very interesting considering the standpoint. Let me just go ahead and pull that back up. I can really quickly bring up the overlay by bringing up our update history, and that is a fun little factoid. If you are trying to go to options, and I'm going to go ahead and, since we don't need this overlay anymore, we can relinquish it. Go up there, go down to your update history. Kapow. I'm already up to date, but if I wasn't and your system was tripping or your internet was weird stuff, and that does happen. Sometimes you gotta reset your net and it's just not connecting because it's just like your ISP is garbage. It happens. But look at the update history. Bam. Even though I have 1.03 installed, which I thought was very interesting because I have it right there on my list of updates. This was like on my update list that like passed me up 3 hours ago. When I woke up this morning, I was called into work on my 9 to 5, and I was like, oh shit, I missed all this. Which is a lot. It's cool. I can cover it. Get to it. I'm going to break it up into 2-day functions so the SEOs break up perfectly and they don't get too congested into one. But looking at what we're going down inside the situation of what Trover is, and going back to where the overlay, we see that a lot of people are wondering what the heck the 300 megabits. Now, this is probably more likely if I took a thing. It's not a DLC. A DLC would come in probably right about a few gigs. The game itself is roughly about 8 gig or so, and if they had to expand and had character narrative and all these other things, it would be a lot bigger than just like that, unless they had already patched it in the last one, which I downloaded the game at the 1.02, so it didn't seem out of the ordinary when I had seen in the situation of it coming around like it was like 7 or 8 gigs after I downloaded everything, but it was all cool. Anyways, so a lot of the PS4 overheating, the system itself does bog, and I noticed even my encoding trips the hell out when it's in there, and it just depends on, like, I think the more than likely a refined filter that's being applied to a lot of these games that are like indie to kind of push an HDR point that just like puts a lot on the stress of the system or the encoding portion, because I have noticed that with like games like this and like games like the Sinking City that I'm currently playing, which is entire needed an update. I swear, Big Ben Studios, if you're like listening to this, for love of all that you made, I don't even know why you're like doing this, but thank you for watching. But seriously, fix your game. Seriously, game is broken past Tuesday, and it's the next month. Anyways, so we can see that I didn't yield a lot of things. I even went directly to like Twitter. I was like, damn, son, where am I gonna get this like this crazy crap stuff? I don't see anything. Universe is going VR, like the PC's available. I mean, great stuff, don't get me wrong. I think that like all in all, that when you pull up the actual physical site right here, this is where you're actually physically at the Swanchy, and it can be really cool, like, you know, comic. And I was kind of like enjoying that a little bit, and kind of pulled it up properly so people can kind of read that. You can pause, do your tab, there you go. But all things aside, as I was looking at, there's blogs about the Squanch games, see your games, see if they have anything, because I don't think that they would have too much. Though they do have a like, oh whoa, I did not know about this game. That's kind of cool. Space Hero. See if they have any like update like list. They may or may not. See here. First time visiting it. Join the Squanch. Squanch blogs. I would assume it'd be under Squanch blogs. June 28th. Yeah, it seems like they're just kind of working on themselves. Nothing much more past that. But it seems like E3 was more of the breathtaking situation that they came with that. No, it's really cool. Even going down to the Twitter, even on this situation of the Squanch games, and looking at their point of interest on a lot of thank yous and like their success in their games, because it is a great game. I definitely suggest like to play it. It's very well polished. So like when I saw it was just bugs and fixes on the list, I was just kind of like, what did you really do? Like maybe it was like minor stuff that was just like them critiquing it because it's the first run of a major game that kind of hit like an exclusive title that's kind of really good to play. I like the format. It's short and sweet. I beat it as a streamer in like 4 sessions. So it was like maybe 7 to 6 hours of gameplay and free DLCs that are offered, and like they're fixing stuff that I don't even really think that needs to be fixed. So kudos to them. Like, good game. Honestly, all in all, I very much enjoy this game in its entirety of what it's offering and where it's going to push for. And plus the $30 price tag for a release date. I thought that was really cool. Who knows what they'll discount that as in the future. But I'm going to go ahead and cut it right here at this point in time, just because this doesn't have any more yielding points. Hopefully later on in the future, I can find a lot more on the Trover Saves the Universe with update patches and a lot more refined points, just the patches. Now, if you are new to the network and you've been playing this game like I have and you've noticed a bug, drop a comment. I'd like to know. The spread word of gamers united will eventually get down to the pass line of either being on a Reddit forum or being on a video forum, and eventually they figure these things out and they're really good. But they seem like they're really on top of it for the most part. But it's your boy MacGyver7 signing out, saying have a very nice day, and I will be getting ready for an actual real stream right after this. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this at this point and say thanks Justin Roiland and all your awesome teams at Squanch Games for giving us the gamers a fair price, a great game, and delivery with a free DLC. It's coming in the future, and I love how they actually put that in the actual physical note. And I'm gonna pull up that one more time to show like how cool that was for me personally when I saw like that they actually cared that much to actually physically tell us what most gaming companies won't even. Like, I mean, seriously, it literally says preparation for the free DLC. That's fair. Maybe there was bugs that were caused by that, and they're like, oh, we need to fix these. Because you actually notated it. But on a real note, I'm going to go ahead and cut it. Like, share, and subscribe, and I will be back soon.